going to share with you how you can see the content analytics for your posts in the newsfeed to see how they're performing in terms of impressions and views, as well as the engagement side of things. So as you can see here in my screen, I'm actually in my LinkedIn profile. And currently, as I'm recording this, the analytics and tools are sitting above my LinkedIn profile. This is the case in both the mobile app and the desktop version of LinkedIn. So if I now click on analytics and tools, you can see there initially it's giving me some post impressions over the last 7 days. If I now click on that link at the top, it's going to take me into my content analytics area. Now, this is the same place that you find your profile analytics, which I'll cover in another video, but you can see here that what I'm really looking at is this one here. This is the content analytics. So it's going to give me a 7-day performance. And if I now click on this where it says post impressions for the last 7 days, it takes me through to a new screen where I get a lot more detailed information. So here I can see my content performance over the last 7 days in terms of impressions, which is eyeballs that have been onto your content. It used to be called views, now it's called impressions. So you can see here that my content has been tracking quite well over the last week. But if I do want to look back over the last 14 days, 28 days, 90 days, or even a year, you can see here I can actually switch this from 7 days to looking back over the last year. You can see here almost 1 million content views or impressions over the last year. So if I flip it back to 7 days and click on show results, you can see here underneath then what are my top performing posts in the last 7 days. If I change this back again to a year, if you want to actually go have a look at your best performing content over the last year, you can see under here different post types, etc. So I can kind of get a sense of what works for my audience and what kind of topics are going to be the ones that hit home the most. So that's how you see your top performing posts over the last 3 months, 28 days, etc. So if you're trying something new, for example, and you want to see like the last 90 days, you can have a look and see, well, what was I doing? What was I posting about that could be things that people would be, you might be interested in learning from your content performance, what kind of things are working for your audience. So that's where you change the impressions. Now you can see here there's also a drop down box for engagements. So if I want to actually look and see how my content is performing over the last 7 days in terms of engagement, and that is comments and reactions. So if someone likes or puts a clapping hands emoji against your content, or they put a comment on your post, that's classed as an engagement by LinkedIn. So you can see here, this is my content performance from an engagement perspective. I'm up 222%. Had a bit of a viral post on Friday that went out. And you can see here the number of engagements that are happening on each post in the last 7 days. The other thing that you can look at is the audience. So if I want to, so let's say about probably 6 months ago now, I shifted my content to focus on a slightly different target market. So if you want to see the audience, you can see how is it impacting your followers. So you can see here that my followers have grown as a result of recent content, but underneath I've got the option to look at the types of people that are viewing my content. So here you can see the job titles of people that are viewing my content. And this is exactly what I want. I want to hit business owners from kind of micro, small businesses, smaller companies, kind of 10 to 50 employees, and those scale up companies too. So you can see here, most of my audience are founders, owners, MDs, chief execs, or co-founders. That is exactly the type of people I want to be getting in front of. So I'm happy to see that my demographics are fitting that. But if I also want to look at kind of the industry sectors, for example, like who is engaging with my content, or if I want to look at the seniority or the company size of the types of businesses that are viewing my content, that's going to allow me to do that. So you can get a lot of information from LinkedIn when it comes to content analytics. So that's where you actually do all of that. The things I would be tracking would be, particularly in content analytics, is your engagements and your impressions. They're the two things that I would keep a track of. So whether you do that every week, every month, but check in on this because it will give you a guide as to what's working. Everyone's audience is different. Everyone's target market is different. Some posts will flop, some posts will do particularly well. And by looking at this data, you can actually see those trends for your own content. So this is where you do that. So into your profile, top of the screen, and then have a play around with all those different content analytics that you have available to you.